I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Monday, February the 6th. We actually saw some higher markets on Friday on a cash basis after your cash feeders were lower all week last week and down hard, really $4 to $7 lower for the week, all spurring from that very bearish cattle on feed report that we had a week ago Friday. But actually we saw things start to get a little bit less lower later in the week, and then on Friday, big sale in Lexington, Nebraska, which that's as good a sale as you get anywhere in the country. They were actually higher, had some cattle up to $4 to $5 higher because they had a big crowd and guys just wanting cattle and not paying any attention to what the board says or what anything else says. Now on calves, they were weak to $8 lower last week, and your week is really caused by that 500-pound steer demand, which was holding those prices nearly steady on a flat 500-pound steer, but everything else was quite a bit lower. But everybody's looking for a 500-pound steer right now to background and get ready for early spring turnout, or if you're further in the southern plains, maybe some graze out wheat. But you look at the board last week rebounded late in the week. On Thursday, both fats and feeders on the board were quite a bit higher, and then held pretty much in check on Friday. So that was a good bounce that we saw late in the week. And like I said earlier, trends were not as much lower late in the week, but the previous week, that's when the market started turning south too. So pretty much we just saw the market take a big step back, all spurned from that cattle on feed report, but now it's just pure demand from individuals that want cattle. They want to feed cattle, and then they're wanting some stocker type cattle to turn out, and some of the prices that they're given don't really add up that much. Talk about that sale in Lexington, Nebraska there. Look at your market report on Beef Market Central there, and really you can call that unevenly steady to $5 higher. I know we see some of those calves bringing a whole lot more money there, but that's from a not very good test from the previous week there. But look at your 8-weight steers, over 1,000 of them in the 8 to 900 pound category, averaging 134.57. And we've been talking all week about not being able to hold our 8-weight steers in the 130s, and there you have over 1,000 of them in Lexington, Nebraska, averaging nearly 135. But that's where cattle bring the most, is right there in Nebraska, and it's because they're the best cattle. And you look at some calf quotes there out of Lexington. They had half a load of 531-pound steers, 5:30 in the evening on Friday there in Lexington, bring 170.75. That's the turnout. That doesn't bode well for what the board's calling for an 800-pound steer, or what that steer would bring coming off grass this summer, because those prices on the board for projecting what an 800-pound steer should be are virtually the same now all the way through the summer. So we're not expecting a big spike in that, and don't really have any reason why they would get any higher. But talking about the yearling demand there in Lexington, here's two giant loads, 128 head of 905-pound steers in Lexington around 3:30 on Friday afternoon. Now these fancy cattle could absolutely read and write, but you know, we're not seeing the big premiums paid at the packing house for cattle, you know, and so I don't know how good you can make them where you're going to get the extra money to pick that up. But those cattle bring 137.50. You won't see another price like that anywhere. But that's your feeder flash for Monday.